So, I'm driving right now, but I was listening to a YouTube video and I want to comment on something because it brought an idea to my head. I was watching a YouTube video by WP Toots, one of the WordPress, channels that I watch on occasion, and he was testing how fast Astra is with Elementor. So the theme Astra, and you use Elementor, the page builder, when combining those together. I didn't end up watching the whole video because I started this one, but that was basically the premise. And it was in the very beginning of it, it brought this to my head. He was saying, like, the hosting that he was testing it on was shared hosting. I don't understand. I haven't been in this game for very long, probably maybe 6-ish months, as far as like WordPress development and learning about, web development in general. But I don't understand how you could possibly have any sort of like actual system hosted on a shared web hosting service. Now, this may be just because I have very limited experience and only have actually had one shared hosting plan in my time so far, but the one that I had was awful as soon as I started to do a couple more things than just one basic website. So I'm really confused, and again, I don't really know if this is, this describes like shared hosting on the whole, because I've heard of other places like SiteGround and InMotion hosting. So a lot of those places have shared solutions as well. But I'm just saying, like, I don't understand it. From the way that it's been explained to me, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, like, how could you, if you're going to be a small, let's say you're going to be like a small-time web developer where you have, let's say 10 clients and they're all hosted on your same server, your one server that you have. I mean, even if you're getting decent traffic, and like the sites that I've had, 5 or 6 sites on like one shared hosting thing, like they weren't even really getting any traffic, but it was so slow. Like just maneuvering around the WordPress dashboard, changing different things along those lines. I mean, it was slow. There's no other real way to describe it. For all transparency, I had name.com shared hosting. Now, I haven't heard in all of my, in all of like the videos and things that I've read and everything that I've consumed from like WP Toots, WP Crafter, I have never heard of anybody using name.com hosting. I used it because a colleague of mine kind of started with that mainly for just like domain, registering and then stuff like that. But they also had hosting, so I just kept it all like on the same service initially, and then I grew, and I was like, okay, this is not going to work for me. So maybe name.com is just a really bad example. If anybody has had any experience with name.com in regards to like hosting, shared hosting, all that, they don't even offer anything better than that. They don't offer VPS hosting. They don't offer dedicated hosting. They don't offer any of that stuff. It's just shared. But it was really bad. It used cPanel, obviously, as the back end, and it was just not a fun time. So I don't understand, again, the way it was explained to me after I started learning more about it, is you basically have a server, like 100% of the server resources, and then they basically sell one server to, like, we'll say 5 people. So I was one of those 5 people, and at any given time, somebody could be using like 80% of the resources on that server, and then the rest of the 20% is split up among the other, users on that, so the other 4 people. That's how, I understood it to be, which I was like, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, how does this make any sense? Why am I paying for this to be the case? I kind of feel like I'm getting ripped off here in a certain sense. And then I looked into other solutions, and I'm much more happy where I'm at now, and that's more of like a cloud hosting thing. So I want to say it's similar to like almost like VPS in a way. So I use Cloudways, And not to mention, getting away from cPanel was such a blessing. If you're not familiar with Cloudways, I could definitely do, there's definitely great tutorials out there that I've learned from, but I'll probably end up putting in some time to kind of explain that as well, because I have a decent amount of experience with it. But anyway, Cloudways is basically like cPanel in a way, as far as what their actual platform is. So it's a way to interface with your server, but like the actual server, you purchase that through them via their partnerships with DigitalOcean, Vultr, Amazon Web Services, and Google Cloud Platform. There might be one more, I'm not sure, but I have DigitalOcean, and I just have the lowest tier, and it's $10 a month. And I have like 11 apps on there right now. Not to mention, it's more like development friendly, where instead of dealing with cPanel, it's more like closer to like the way that Microsoft does it with Azure. So it's like more like almost like dedicated hosting in a way, where I would assume that's sort of like what you'd see as far as the setup and everything. It's just a way better platform. cPanel is absolute trash. If you like it, by all means continue to use it. But this is just way better. I would recommend Cloudways to anybody. If you want to sign up, I'll put a referral code in the description, so I can just refer people for that. But yeah, Cloudways just way better, light years beyond that. And I really don't understand how anybody deals with shared hosting, especially when you get, like I said, multiple sites. So if you guys have had different experiences, if like I said, if you have experience with name.com specifically, I'd love to hear any sort of feedback on that. But those are just my thoughts, and I'll see you next time.